In the vast cosmic ocean of existence, countless life forms swim. There are so many creatures, big and small, seen and unseen. The scriptures tell us there are millions of species. Each one lives according to its nature, driven by instinct and survival. Yet among all these forms, one is considered exceptionally rare and precious. This is the human birth. It is not just another life, it is a unique opportunity. It is a chance that comes after a very long journey through many other forms of existence. To be born as a human is to be given a special key. This key can unlock doors that remain shut for all other beings. It is a gift that we should always remember and cherish with deep gratitude. What makes human life so special? It is the gift of knowledge, or jnana. While animals have intelligence for survival, humans possess a higher form of consciousness. We have the ability to ask questions about our existence. We can wonder about our purpose, about the nature of the world, and about the divine force that governs everything. This capacity for self-inquiry and spiritual seeking is unique to us. It is this very knowledge that allows a human being to embark on the path of self-realization. We can understand the difference between the temporary and the eternal. We can choose to seek something greater than just eating, sleeping, and procreating. This choice is our greatest power. This human form is so valuable that even the gods, the celestial beings known as devas, are said to long for it. The gods enjoy immense pleasures and have long lives in their heavenly abodes, but their existence is also temporary. Once their good karma is exhausted, they too must leave their celestial homes. They do not have the same opportunity for spiritual liberation, or moksha, that humans do. Freedom from the endless cycle of birth and death can best be achieved from the human plane. Therefore, the gods look upon human birth as a golden chance to attain the ultimate goal. They see it as the final step towards merging with the divine, a step they cannot take from their own realms. Sai Baba of Shirdi often reminded his devotees of this profound truth. He taught that this human life is a precious boat. It has been given to us to cross the difficult ocean of worldly existence. We should not waste this opportunity on fleeting pleasures or endless worries. Instead, we should use this boat wisely to reach the shore of liberation. He encouraged everyone to recognize the immense value of their life. He wanted them to understand that this chance might not come again for a very long time. The purpose of this life, he explained, is not just to live, but to realize our true divine nature. This is the ultimate aim that makes human birth truly meaningful. Our human body is a wonderful instrument, but it is not without its challenges. It experiences hunger, thirst, illness, and decay. It can be a source of great pain and attachment. Because of these troubles, some may feel tempted to neglect it or, on the other extreme, to pamper it endlessly with comforts. Sai Baba taught a middle path. He explained that we should neither be slaves to the body's demands, nor should we punish it unnecessarily. The body is the vehicle we must use for our spiritual journey. It needs to be maintained, cared for, and kept healthy, just as you would care for a car needed for a long trip. It is a tool given to us by God for a higher purpose. Sai Baba himself set the perfect example of this balanced approach. He lived a life of extreme simplicity and detachment. Every day he would go out to beg for his food, an act known as seeking bhiksha. He would go to a few houses and accept whatever was offered, whether it was a piece of dry bread or a simple curry. He would then mix everything together in his begging bowl. He did not care for taste or variety. He ate only to sustain his body so that he could continue his divine work of guiding others. His actions showed that food is meant to fuel the body, not to please the senses. This humility taught everyone to see the body as a servant, not a master. This practice of begging was also a lesson in equality and love for all beings. Sai Baba did not keep all the collected food for himself. After returning to his mosque, he would first offer some of it to the sacred fire, the duni, that he kept perpetually burning. Then, he would share the food with the animals and birds that lived around him. Dogs, cats, and crows were all his companions, and he treated them with the same love and kindness as he did his human devotees. He saw the same divine spark in every creature. By sharing his meal, he demonstrated that all life is connected and that compassion should extend to everyone, without exception. Through these daily acts, Baba taught that the body must be used for service and self-realization. It is not meant for hoarding wealth or indulging in selfish desires. By taking care of our physical needs in a simple, mindful way, we free up our energy for spiritual pursuits. We can then focus on what truly matters, purifying our minds, serving others, and remembering God. The body, with all its imperfections, becomes a sacred temple when we use it for this noble purpose. It is not an obstacle on the path, but the very ground on which we must walk towards our ultimate destination. The spiritual path is not always a solitary one. In Shirdi, a beautiful community of love and devotion grew around Sai Baba. He was the center of their lives, a loving father and guide to all. Among his closest companions were Mahalsapati, the priest of the local Khandoba temple, and a young boy named Tatya Kote Patil. Their relationship with Baba was not one of distant reverence, but of intimate, familial love. They shared their days and nights with him, creating a bond that was pure and deeply touching. Their lives show us how devotion can blossom when shared with like-minded souls. One of the most touching examples of this devotion was the service of Bayajabai, Tatya's mother. She regarded Baba as her own son. Every single day she would lovingly cook food for him. She would then walk miles into the forest, where Baba often used to wander in his early days, just to find him. She would carry the food in a basket on her head, searching for him until she could personally feed him. She would not eat her own meal until Baba had eaten his. Her service was selfless and filled with pure motherly love. She expected nothing in return. Her joy was simply in ensuring that her Baba was fed. Baba, in turn, deeply valued this love. He never forgot her devotion. Even after he stopped wandering and settled in the mosque, Bayajabai's service continued. As she grew old and frail, Baba would wait for her to arrive before starting his meal. He cherished her pure heart and selfless actions. Before he left his physical body, he made a promise to take care of her son Tatya, demonstrating that love and service offered to the divine are always reciprocated. This story illustrates the power of consistent loving service, known as seva, in drawing one closer to God. It is a path of the heart, open to everyone. The relationship between Baba, Tatya, and Mahalsapati was also remarkable. They would often sleep together in the small, dilapidated mosque. With their heads pointing towards each other, they would lie on the floor, talking and laughing like a small, happy family. They shared stories and spent their time in divine communion. This simple, shared life shows that the presence of a true master fills even the most humble surroundings with joy and contentment. It reminds us that spiritual life is not about renouncing relationships, but about transforming them into vessels of divine love and shared growth. The lessons from Sai Baba's life and the stories of his devotees are not just tales from the past, they are timeless teachings that guide us today, on this day, June 10th, 2025. We have been blessed with this human life, a rare and precious opportunity. The first step on our path is to recognize this gift. We must pause and reflect on the great fortune of being born human. This awareness helps us shift our focus from trivial matters to the larger purpose of our existence. We must ask ourselves, how are we using this life? Are we spending it chasing temporary gains, or are we using it to seek the eternal truth? Once we appreciate our human birth, we must learn to care for our body as a sacred instrument. It is the only tool we have to achieve our spiritual goals. This means we should nourish it with healthy food, keep it active, and give it proper rest. But we must also avoid becoming obsessed with it. Sai Baba's example teaches us to treat the body with detached care. We should use its energy not for selfish indulgence, but for acts of kindness, service, and spiritual practice. By doing so, we transform our everyday actions into a form of worship, making our entire life a journey towards the divine. The stories of Bayajabai, Tatya, and Mahalsapati highlight the importance of community and devotion. The spiritual journey can be long and sometimes difficult. The support of a teacher and fellow seekers can provide immense strength and inspiration. Finding a wise guide, a true guru, is like finding a lighthouse in a stormy sea. Their wisdom illuminates the path and protects us from dangers. Sharing our journey with other sincere devotees creates an atmosphere of encouragement and love, making the path joyful. We should seek out such noble company, as it helps our own spiritual aspirations grow stronger. Finally, we must resolve to use our life well. We must make the most of this human gift of knowledge and consciousness. Let us strive to live with awareness, compassion, and a deep sense of purpose. Let us use our hands for service, our words for kindness, and our minds for contemplation of the divine. Each day is a new opportunity to take a step closer to our true self. As Sai Baba has shown, the path is simple. Live a life of love, service, and remembrance. By following the footsteps of such great masters, we can ensure that our precious human life does not go to waste, but becomes a beautiful offering at the feet of the divine.